Balthazar, 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 Balthazar.
In Professor Balthazar's neighborhood was the workshop of Oscar the clockmaker. He was the most skillful clockmaker in the world. One day, Professor Balthazar needed Oscar's help. Oscar started to work immediately. And will you look at that, he found the tiny mouse, Igor. Far from being angry, they were pleased with him. And he told them his life story. More than anything in the world, he loved clocks. He spent his days and nights in clocks. However, deep down in his heart and his hat, he dreamed of being inside London's Big Ben, the clock of all clocks. But it was distant and unattainable. To cheer Igor up, Balthazar and Oscar took him for a boat ride on the lake. They stayed as long as they wanted to, and then they said their farewells and went back to their business. The days passed. And then one morning, what a surprise. The old friends met once more. Again, Igor talked of Big Ben. And once again, he became sad. So they all went for another boat ride on the lake. After this, a long time passed, but Igor stayed away. One day, Professor Balthazar received an interesting invitation. He traveled to London, where he gave a lecture on the subject of the use of fog for peaceful purposes. Next morning, everyone heard the unprecedented news. Big Ben was silent. All England was in distress. Government representatives asked Professor Balthazar for help. He thought, and he remembered Oscar the clockmaker. Oscar immediately hurried to London, where everyone was waiting for him impatiently. They opened Big Ben, and look whom they found. Big Ben was in order once again, and all England celebrated. Professor Balthazar refused all the rewards and honors offered him, but he did ask a favor for the mouse Igor. However, this was a matter which only Parliament could decide on. And Parliament decided. Igor was declared an honorary life resident of Big Ben. Professor Balthazar and Oscar returned home. Igor at last realized his life's ambition. He lived happily in Big Ben, except that each day, exactly at noon and at midnight, he had to leave Big Ben for a while so that it could strike 12. And so everything ended happily.
Balthazar,